Hey guys, how are you? I am now, I'm recording this early, but I'm going to try to watch it with you. And I wanted to share with you. I really love, and I wanted to share with you how to make a couple cards. So let's go ahead and get started. And what we're going to start with is, let me show you this card. Isn't that pretty? So what we're going to do is I'm going to put this aside, and I wanted to show you the things that I have here, which this is the polished pink, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to go ahead and score it at 4.25. Okay. This is such a pretty pink. I really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure my edges, before I crease, I want to make sure my edges are good. And then I'm going to bring in my bone folder and crease it. And then it looks perfect. Okay, so I have a piece of 5.25 by 4 of the gold foil and a piece of the DSP from the Expressions in Ink, I think it's called. But I will make sure that I have that down. I will have a blog post about this, so you can go there to get the exact name. But as usual, I am going to go ahead and cut this out because I want to be able to use this gold for another time, and it just doesn't make sense to keep it there when it's all covered up. Whoops, wrong cutter. All right, so I'm just going to do it by a half inch over and do it again at the 1/2 inch, and let's see, there we go, and just cut out the inside. All right, so hopefully I've got this right because I'm not standing up. That's not too bad. So I hope you guys are doing well. At this moment I am in Arizona, but I will be adding comments as we go because I'm going to watch this live with you, and hopefully I won't be too embarrassed doing that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this onto here, and we don't want to put it onto the front of our card because we're going to add ribbon. Whoop, almost went off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and layer this. Whoa, almost got it crooked. All right, there we go. All right, so then I have cut from the vellum that's colored and it's shimmery. Can you see that? Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? And I also cut out a smaller one of the white using the same dies, and these are from the Hippo and Friends. I use it all the time. I did use Hippo and Friends, but mostly I bought it for all these layered, that I can put on other cards. So this is awesome. So keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp, and let me get a piece of thing here, and I'm going to stamp the lady. Let's get her inked up. And we can't get it all, so she's really pretty, and she looks like she's thinking, so that's why I put thinking of you on there. So let's get her, and hopefully I can get her in there. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so let's move this so we're not distracted. I'm going to go ahead and color this, and I'm using the new colors, that's the polished pink in the blends, and I'm also going to use in the blends the fresh freesia. So, and I want her hair to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to go ahead and use soft suede. And let's see, that's dark, this is light. So I want to do the light first, and I meant to use the other side. So I hope everybody's doing well. This is such a pretty stamp. When I saw it, I just had to get it. All right, so there's that. And then we have to make it be a little bit darker in places so it looks more natural. And then I'll go back over it with the light to blend it. That's why they're called blends. All right. My kitty is up into the window. I'm not sure if you can hear him, but he's seeing some birds. So I'm going to use ivory on her skin. All right, and then we are going to fill in. I'm going to do it first because I want to make sure that I get the dress afterwards. All right, so I'm going to use the light old olive just to put in some grass at the bottom to make it look more like this is how it's supposed to be. And we'll just do that. Okay, so then we're going to come in with the fresh freesia, and I'm going to do the light first. Boy, these are brand new, so they're harder to open. But I think pink and purple look so good together. Okay. Pretty already, huh? Okay, I'm going to come in and just add a couple of highlights if I can get it open. Goodness gracious. And I'm just going to put it at the bottoms of each one just to give a little bit of highlight. Pretty. Okay, so we can put those aside. Now we are just on the polished pink, and I'm going to go ahead and do her dress. Oh my goodness. Now this dries really pretty. I'm going to just go around here so I can get it. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to put in some highlights, and then I'll go back over it one more time with the pink. Oh, that one wasn't as hard. I was expecting it to be hard, and it wasn't. All right. All right. Let's add a little bit under her hair because she should have some shadow there from her hair. And then you're going to go back over it just to blend it. I'm telling you, doing videos with animals is not the best. Okay, so that is done. So we're going to go ahead and put that onto here. Oh, not yet. So I want to put this onto here, and we know that we're going to have this in the middle. Whoops. So we're going to go ahead and put this on because I want the ribbon to go between. So let's put it here. Okay. And then we have this beautiful ribbon that matches that I'm going to go ahead and cut. And then have this go between. And put some tape on the back. I see a lot of people putting the ribbon all the way around, and I just can't do that. It's just same as taking out my gold in the middle. Why waste it? Okay. So let's move this one up just a little. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and tape this on now that we've got that all on. And we can go ahead and put this here. All right. And I'm going to put dimensionals. I don't know why I stuck this. So we're going to put dimensionals on this. So let's get that. I think I forgot. So we need to put a lot since I have the tape on there. I don't want it to like go down in between. So when you make a mistake, you just go with it. Okay. This is why I have dimensional lids all over the place, because I just throw them off when I'm done with them. Okay, so put this in the middle. Oh, so pretty. All right, so now I'm going to tie a bow, and I want to tie it and then make it a little smaller. But I always do bunny ears and then just go through. All right. Before I tighten it, I make it smaller. Nice. Okay, so then we'll trim so that's at an edge. All right, now I'm going to bring in my glue dots. If I can see them, I don't see them. Hold on, I'm going to go grab me another one. Okay, so I'm going to, whoop. I want to make these a little bit smaller for the edges so they won't stick out. Goodness. Okay, and then I'm going to put it so that it goes like this. Already pretty, huh? Okay, so now we're going to get a piece of white scrap. And I'm going to do my sentiment, which is thinking of you. I'm going to do that in black. And hopefully I can get it on here without making it too crooked. That's not bad. Okay. Let me stick my glue dots back. All right, so now we're just going to trim it with our scissors. And this is going to go flat because I really want her to stand out. Now this is probably a little bit bigger than we needed it to be, but I think it's fine. All right, and then to make it the best, if I have them here, I will put on the, and I don't see them, the gems. So you want to be able to put on the in-color gems on the the front. I did the fresh freesia here and the polished pink here. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's do the inside. Oh, I didn't do an inside for this. So we're just going to wing it. So we want it to be, let's see. Let's just put this in the corner because I think that would be pretty. I always trim my stamps because I hate having the halos. Okay. And we've already said thinking of you on the front, so I don't think we need to say too much more on the inside, but let's go ahead and color our flowers and put this on with the old olive. There, isn't that pretty? Just like that. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on the inside. So we still will be doing the drawing at the end. So Pat will be still moderating when it goes live, I think. Maybe not. Well, yeah, she should be able to still comment. So hopefully this will work. This is all we're seeing how this works. It might not work at all, and I might just have to do it live when I'm there. All right, so now the next one is even better, I think, is this one. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Now, I have 3 girls, and my 2 oldest girls were like besties. So we lived in Southern California, and we would go to the beach, and this is how I think of them. So of course I had to do a card with that. All right, so what we need is one of the, oh, here it is. I think, let's see. One of them is bigger and one of them is smaller. And I don't know that I cut the smaller one. Yes, okay. I have all these whites here. All right, and then this is going to be on this one. They're both white. And like I said, I will have the dimensions on my blog. So I'm going to go ahead and take this smaller one with my sheet. Excuse the reach. And I'm going to put this right here. All right, so I'm going to make sure it's even because I'm going to bring in some tape and I want to make sure that I have the horizon right. All right, so I'm going to need a couple of these. First, let's go ahead and do the sand. So I take my removable labeling tape from Post-it. Love this. And you want to make it raggedy. Now you can keep this piece. I probably should have tore it a little bit better. Let's do it one more time. I'm just going to do so I have a bigger piece. There, keep this piece. And I'll tell you in a bit why. All right, so this one doesn't matter so much that it is straight because it's raggedy. And we're going to bring in our blending brush with soft suede. And you always want to go off a little bit so it's that big old smudge. You don't want to smudge. So you're just going to go across like this. And then circular. I'm going to do it one more time because I don't want it to be too light. Okay, there we go. All right, so while we have this, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Collect Beautiful Moments. And I'm going to do that in black. Since we have it already, make sure. All right. Hopefully I get this straight. Oh, and I got a smudge. That's not good, but maybe we can do something with that later. All right, so I'm going to take this off. Now this is where we want that other piece that I had because we want, since it's the opposite, we're going to put, well, this way. We're going to put this under here because it's the one that we tore off, and then that way it's covered. But I'd still am going to cover it so I don't go over it down here, just to be on the safe side. And I always put the tape on my pants first, just to make sure that I do not tear my paper. All right, so we need one more piece. For the C, we are going to have it not be too high. I want to have a bit of sky. So this is going to be, this is why you want it to be straight so that we can have it, whoops, go straight across. And I forgot to put it on my pants. Hold on, I'm going to do it real quick. All right, there. There. Okay. So now this is the beach right here. And I used Coastal Cabana and another blending brush. And you want this somewhat dark because you don't want it to be, you want to see when I put in the waves. This is a very vibrant card. And I debated making the sky lighter, but I kind of like it with the dark blue. And then I am going to go ahead and put in clouds. One more time. There we go. Okay, so we're going to take this off. Well, I did rip it a little bit. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this right at the edge and have a teeny bit showing of the water because otherwise you'll have a white line and it won't look good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get out our Pacific Point. Now this is not holding down very well, so you might want to get one more piece just to hold that piece down. All right, and another blending brush. This is why I have a lot of blending brushes. All right, so take that off. We're going to go across. I'm afraid of this piece. Let me glue that down. I've done this before in the past, so this does work. So let's just glue this down a little bit, just so it won't keep coming up. And hopefully this won't show once we're done. It will. So we'll have to do something there too. Whoops, I forgot to wipe off. See, what did I say about having it be really dark? That's what I wanted. Do you know what I forgot? Oh my gosh, you guys. I forgot to stamp the people. This is going to be a beach scene with no kids. All right, so we're going to start all over. Let's see what this, that's terrible. I might keep this for another time, but let's see. We have it at 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to cut, goodness gracious. This is what happens when you get ahead of yourself, huh? 3 7/8. Oh, it's already there. By 5 1/8. It's already there. All right. So we're going to start all over. And hopefully this time we won't rip our paper. Oh, see, now this is much smaller. That's not what it was. Hold on. I have my ruler. We will measure this. 3 3/4. Ha. Good thing. So this is what happens when you get ahead of yourself. So let's start this all over, shall we? All right. So, goodness. I'm going to stamp the girls first. That's the most important part. Oh my goodness. I'm sure one of you was saying, are you missing something? Okay, let's try this again. So now you know how to make a beach scene with nobody on it. Okay, so we're going to have them go right about here. There we go. Goodness gracious. All right, then we're going to take the stamp set. I already have a mask cut out. I I have a mask cut out, and you want to make sure that you get between the legs because otherwise it's going to look funny. And on the buckets, I just cut off the strings because they're black and it'll still show up no matter what. So let's put this on. Goodness. Just, whoop, get her over just a little. There we go. Now this one. There. Okay, now let's, we're going to do this one more time, and I'm going to use all new tape so that we don't have anything that's messy. All right, so I'm just going to make the sand again. Keep that piece. And we want them to be in the sand. So let's see, right about there. Let's make this straight so that we can keep them. Whoa, stuck to my finger. Okay, so there we go. All right, so you make sure that they are masked. My goodness. So I will be laughing with you on this, I'm sure. And the soft suede. One more time, shall we? Now you could have stamped, to save that piece, you could have stamped them and fussy cut them out. And then, wow, that's dark. And then place them on there. That would have worked. But I didn't want that for this one because I wanted to show you this way. So let's go back to the words and hopefully you can see it because I got that a little dark. Yes. All right. All right, let's move them out of the way. Trying to keep this somewhat good. And I did not put this on my pants, but it's still okay. All right, so let's cover that up with this piece. Well, this wasn't quite the extra piece I had, but it'll do. All right, then let's get another. Now we'll do the horizon. Put it on my pants. Goodness. All right, so this is going to be the water in between. We'll do this much quicker now that I've done it right. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if this will let me use it again. Sometimes it loses its sticky. Okay. All right, we're almost caught up to where we were. Let me get a little piece to hold that down. Okay, so now let's use the blue again. This is a lot more sky than I had before, but I really wanted them to be up into the sky too. I had some ink on here, so I'm just going to use that up. Okay. Now you could leave it like that, but I really wanted to add clouds, so that's why I made it darker. And to go in a circular pattern, it kind of helps hide where your brush strokes are. Little bit more. There we go. All right. Phew. Now I'm going to come in with the birds, which I love that they're part of this set. And I'm going to stamp them and hopefully not get any shadows. And I'm going to do one up there that's on its own because I wanted an odd number. Okay. So we take this off. Take this off. Oh, see, we have some white, but that's okay because I'm going to show you why. And take this off. Now, I want to be careful because I want to keep it in one piece for me to use again. There we go. Much better with the people. All right, so now we're going to color them. And again, because I'm assuming that they're the same family as the mom before watching them. And we'll go ahead and color the hair. You could make it blonde, you could make it redheaded, whatever you want. And they're sisters, so they have the same. Even though both my daughters, one had really dark brown hair and one had light brown hair, and everybody always swore they had different parents. They didn't. So I'm just using the artist's lines to add in the highlights. And then I'm going to go back over it with the light just to blend it. Okay, see, that looks good. Then I'm going to come in with the olive, or the ivory, sorry, and do their faces and their arms and their hands. And of course their legs. Now you can always come back and go over it a second time if you wanted a little bit darker shade, like they've been out in the sun for a while. I'm going to go into the white so that it doesn't show. And I do have that white there, but I'm not going to say that that matters very much. So, all right. Okay, so now we're going to color their dresses. And I thought this one would look really pretty in yellow because it's very bright and pretty. Okay, now I'm going to come in, whoops, with the dark because this really sets it off, if you ask me. And then have it be a little bit darker by her hair. And then go back over it again with the light. This is the light, right? Nope, that's dark. Good thing I looked. I had two because my dark was starting to go, like, lose its ink. So I had it there just in case. Okay, that's so pretty. I love it. All right. Then I came in with Bermuda Bay for hers because I thought that was a pretty color too. Whoops. Am I using the dark? Oh, nope, light. All right, and then come in with the dark. And I don't think I need to go back over it because this one was kind of losing its ink too. So I need more. All right, for the buckets, I used the Cherry Cobbler. And they both have the same because they're sisters and their mom bought it at the same store. So Dottie, if you're watching, yes, I have a story for almost every card I make. And since this is kind of in shadow, I'm going to make that one dark. Just to make it look like, whoops, I went over the line. All right. Now, this is some, oh, I forgot her skin on her arm. She looks very pale. Where did I stick the ivory? Oh, right here. This arm looked way too pale. And I'm, well, shoot. See, there's a white piece there. I don't know why. Wonder if I could do it without messing up. Nope. It's just going to stay. All right. So now you come in with your white chalk marker and go over the, let me take that away. Go over where the shore meets, but make sure that you, because see, it kind of collects the color. So you have to keep wiping it off a little bit so it doesn't. And that's already got white, so it's not a big deal there. Because you want it to look white. And this you layer also. You just keep going over it and it'll just keep getting lighter and lighter. Because you know how the waves, they make like foam at the shoreline? Well, that's what I'm trying to mimic. All right, and then I'm going to put some waves in here and then try to figure out where I stuck it and do them again. I did not pay attention. Because it has to have waves. Otherwise, it doesn't look real. Now, I used to love the gel pens, the white gel pens, but they were not reliable. So these are nice. It just takes a little bit longer because you have to go over it a few times. All right, so can you see? Yes, you can see that. Then, because it is so, you know, it's water and it's pretty, we will go over it, if I can find it, with the Wink of Stella. I had it out here, I thought. Wink of Stella. All right. And then you just have to make sure you don't go over and get between. Now, if you wanted, you could have put a sun here. That would have been pretty, but that would have been even longer, so I didn't. Okay, now we're going to put in clouds. I was waiting for this to dry somewhat so I could put clouds in. So we have the craft white ink and a dauber. Might have to grab a new one because I don't see it. And hopefully this doesn't have any color on it. Let's check. Nope. Okay. It's the same where it's going to pick up some of that blue. So you just have to make sure that you wipe it off before you go and dab it back in. Because see, it's got some blue on there. So you just wipe it off. Got to have some clouds in this very dark sky. And you want them to be wispy. Does that look okay? Well, that one's just kind of extended. I didn't mean it to do that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Still want to see the birds. So that one hold on. Down here doesn't quite look right, so I'm gonna make it there. All right. Then this is going to get put on to white. And I guess we're going to have a bigger border, but that does look pretty. So we're going to do that. And then we're almost done. So after this, in the comments, for everybody that did a comment, Pat will do a drawing, and then I'll have to either send it from Carol's house or wait till I get home. But I hope to mail it out from her house. I'll bring these cards with me, so then it's going to be easier to do that. All right, so this is Pacific Point. And, oh, look how pretty that looks. Okay, so you'll have to tell me which way you like it better, with the big border or the light border. And aren't they cute? Okay, so let me show you all three again, or two that we just did. And then you guys can decide which one that you want. And we'll go from there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week. Thanks.